Orlando, a city that evokes theme parks and good times, now also a blood-stained entry in American history. 49 people plus the killer slain at a gay nightclub. Sunday's massacre led today to a search for motive and for missed signals. William Brangham begins our coverage in Orlando.
There was relative calm outside the Pulse nightclub this morning, a far removed from the chaos of 24 hours earlier. Amateur video captured the terror, gunshots shattering the party atmosphere inside the club. The man firing the shots was 29-year-old Omar Mateen, ultimately killed by a SWAT team inside. Police said today they have no regrets about storming the club.
Based on information we received from the suspect and from the hostages and people inside, we believed further loss of life was imminent. I made the decision to commence the rescue operation and do the explosive breach.
During the attack, Mateen called 911 dispatchers and pledged loyalty to the Islamic State. Today, ISIS Radio released an audio statement calling him a soldier of the caliphate. And officials in Saudi Arabia confirmed he'd visited their country twice for pilgrimages. But in Washington, FBI Director James Comey said there's every reason to think Mateen acted on his own.
There are strong indications of radicalization by this killer and of potential inspiration by foreign terrorist organizations. So far, we see no indication that this was a plot directed from outside the United States, and we see no indication that he was part of any kind of network.
The FBI had investigated Mateen on suspicions of terrorist sympathies, but the results were inconclusive, and Comey defended his agent's work.
Our investigation involved introducing confidential sources to him, recording conversations with him, following him, reviewing transactional records from his communications, and searching all government holdings for any possible connections, any possible derogatory information.
As investigators now search the gunman's home in Fort Pierce, Florida, sharply differing images of him have emerged. His Afghan-born father apologized again today to the victims. And in a Facebook video speaking in Dari, he reflected on his son and the crime he'd committed.
My son was a good son and educated person. I don't know what caused him to do it. I don't know what happened, and I didn't know he had hatred. The issue of homosexuality and punishment belongs to God. It does not belong to a servant of Allah.
But Mateen's ex-wife painted a starkly different picture, saying he was abusive, mentally unstable, and full of hate. At the White House, President Obama spoke of his own concerns about such individuals.
One of the biggest challenges we are going to have is this kind of propaganda and perversions of Islam that you see generated on the internet, and the capacity for that to seep into the minds of troubled individuals.
Meanwhile, police said today they've identified nearly all of the victims. Among them, accountants, baristas, hairdressers, people mostly young who'd been looking to unwind with a night of music and dancing. With the city's wounds still fresh, Orlando's Mayor Buddy Dyer thanked the city for its response.
We will not be defined by the act of a cowardly hater. We will be defined by how we respond, how we treat each other, and this community has already stepped up to do that.
As the country awaits the latest developments in this investigation, a small army of volunteers here in Orlando have come to this community center to do what they can to help out. They loaded food and water today at Orlando's biggest LGBT community center, just minutes from the site of the rampage. Many said they came to lend a hand, but also just to be with others who were in mourning.
It's tragic. It's tragic across the board. We saw the act of what one person can do, but in the same day, within 12 hours, we saw the acts of what many can do together to really fight this incident and really try to come together.
We're all people, and it just hurts because it's black, white, gay, no matter what, it doesn't matter.
It's an attack on everybody.
It's just, we're all people, and we're all human, and it's hard to deal with. That's the thing about the gay community is we all know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, because this is a close group, and it hurts us all.
The shooting happened as Latin night at the Pulse nightclub was winding down, and a majority of the victims identified so far are Latino. Christian Castellan is Mexican-American and gay.
I went out to dinner last night and with my significant other and other friends, and just being close to him was even scary after what happened, because I was constantly just looking around. It just went from completely comfortable to just completely fearful in a matter of hours, and it just continues to become much more difficult than what it was yesterday.
A vigil is being held later tonight for the victims of the shooting. It's about less than a mile away from the nightclub where they lost their lives. Gwen?
William, I just heard that young man say to you that they went from being comfortable to terrified so quickly. Is it fair to say that the community is still in a state of shock tonight?
Absolutely. I mean, the sense here is that this, like so many other communities that have experienced this type of a tragedy, the sense of safety that they had has been snatched away from them. And that's something we heard not just in the gay community, but largely in that community here all over Orlando.
So, William, is there a special impact in the gay and this was Latin night at a gay nightclub? A special impact in the gay and Latino communities?
It was, absolutely. I mean, the Latino community, as we know, it's largely a conservative community. And being gay in the Latino community is not as easy as it might be, say, in the white community. And a lot of people mentioned to me that there might be the possibility that people who were shot, people who might have been killed or wounded in this event, might not have been out even to their own families. And so now they're forced to have this conversation that maybe they weren't ready to be having, that, oh, I was at this club when this happened. It just raised one more level of a very, very uncomfortable conversation for them at a time of this awful tragedy going on here.
And is there evidence now of heightened security in and around Orlando, but especially in that neighborhood?
Absolutely. We spent a good deal of time today and yesterday at that community center. And now even there, every time, they don't let people stand outside for fear of drive-by shootings. They're checking bags everywhere they go. How much of that lasts after this event dies down and people start to go on with their lives, we don't know. But there's a very strong sense of security here everywhere.
William, thank you so much. We'll hear from you again tomorrow night.
All right. Good night, Gwen.